when a group of Tasmanian fishermen came across a turtle floating in the Southern Ocean. It struck them as an unusual sight, prompting them to investigate. They immediately recognized that this creature was far from its typical habitat in the southern region. As they approached it with their boat, they soon realized it was a distressed turtle in dire condition. It was at this point that they decided to lower their nets and offer assistance to this desperate creature. This encounter took place in January 2021 as the fishermen were trawling off the southeastern coast of Tasmania. Tasmania, an Australian island state situated in the Southern Ocean, is renowned for its rich marine life. In addition to the native species, its waters serve as a haven for various visiting marine animals, including whales, dolphins, seals, and seabirds. Consequently, anyone spending time on the open seas near Tasmania is accustomed to witnessing an array of marine life. However, the fishermen's sighting was remarkable as they came across a loggerhead sea turtle, a species not typically found in these local waters. Loggerheads are commonly found in the Indian and Pacific Oceans and seldom venture as far south as Tasmania, where the water temperatures can be considerably cooler. For instance, in January, the average water temperature off the coast of the Tasmanian capital Hobart is around 59 degrees Fahrenheit, dropping to 52 degrees Fahrenheit in August. These temperatures can significantly impede a loggerhead's mobility. The 220-pound adult male turtle the fishermen discovered appeared lethargic and unwell, with such low energy levels that it couldn't submerge itself when the boat approached. Additionally, it was covered in barnacles, indicating extended inactivity likely due to illness. Alarmed by the turtle's deteriorating condition, the fishermen decided to reach out to the Marine Conservation Program based in Hobart for assistance. This organization specializes in monitoring the populations of marine mammals and seabirds in Tasmania's waters. Typically, its hotline serves as a means for the public to report distressed aquatic mammal sightings. However, they were more than willing to dispatch their personnel to aid the ailing turtle. While awaiting assistance from the Marine Conservation Program, the fishermen made an attempt to bring the loggerhead onto their vessel. Richard Moore, one of them, shared on Facebook, "We were thrilled to lend a hand to this distressed turtle. We spent 3 hours in White Beach Bay, endeavoring to bring it aboard our boat. It was a truly gratifying moment when we finally succeeded." Shortly thereafter, members of the Marine Conservation Program arrived to relieve the fishermen. The team from the Marine Wildlife Welfare Group then organized temporary shelter for the turtle overnight at the nearby Dunolly Fish Market and scheduled a veterinary appointment for the following morning. In the meantime, conservationists began the meticulous process of removing the barnacles from the patient, taking care to do so one barnacle at a time to avoid harming the turtle. One of the rescue team's primary concerns was the likelihood that the loggerhead had ingested oceanic debris. Considering that approximately 26,500 tons of plastic enter the world's oceans each year, it is not uncommon for marine life to accidentally consume hazardous items. Plastic bags pose a significant threat to turtles because loggerhead sea turtles often mistake them for jellyfish, a key element of their diet. However, once ingested, plastic bags can cause severe harm, such as becoming lodged in the turtle's intestines, hindering nutrient absorption, and even leading to suffocation or starvation. Given these concerns, it was imperative for the rescuers to promptly get the turtle to a veterinarian. Upon examination, the veterinary assessment, including X-rays, found no signs of plastic in the turtle's digestive system. This was heartening news for all involved, allowing the marine animal experts to focus on the creature's recovery without delay. Consequently, they wasted no time initiating the loggerhead's path to rehabilitation. The turtle has received necessary fluids and been relieved of its barnacle passengers, as stated in a Marine Conservation Program update. Currently, it is undergoing rehabilitation at the MCP's facilities in Hobart. The next course of action will be determined through monitoring over the coming days. What intrigued the rescuers the most was the turtle's mysterious arrival in Tasmanian waters. According to a Facebook update by the Marine Conservation Program, loggerhead turtles in Australia typically breed only on the Great Barrier Reef in Queensland and northern Western Australia. However, this particular turtle could belong to one of 10 global subpopulations. Genetic analysis of loggerhead turtles found in Tasmania has revealed that some originated from as far away as Oman. Nonetheless, the Marine Conservation Program update did not provide any clues regarding the cause of the captured turtle's lethargy. It is plausible that the turtle's sluggish state was due to the cold waters off the coast of Tasmania, as water temperatures can significantly impact loggerhead sea turtles' metabolic rates. Loggerheads tend to become lethargic when they encounter water temperatures between 55 and 59 degrees Fahrenheit, which aligns with the sea temperature around Tasmania, as we previously mentioned. If the temperature drops by another 5 degrees, the turtles start floating and exhibit signs of distress. Typically, turtles migrate to warmer waters to avoid this scenario. Another theory circulating online suggests that the turtle might have found itself in cold waters after following a food source too far south. Additionally, a Facebook user in Tasmania reported an influx of Portuguese man-o-war on the island's beaches. Given that loggerheads are known to consume these jellyfish-like creatures, the poster proposed that this might have been the turtle's motivation. Regrettably, the loggerhead sea turtle has held the status of a threatened species since 1978, as reported by National Geographic magazine. This species faces various threats to its survival, including pollution, trawling, and notably, marine pollution. To address these challenges, numerous international conservation initiatives are currently in progress. Sadly, for this particular Tasmanian turtle, these efforts arrived too late. In a somber update delivered in late February 2021, the Marine Conservation Program informed its followers that the loggerhead had developed a severe lung infection that had proven unresponsive to treatment. The turtle had endured more than it could bear. With heavy hearts, the veterinary experts at the organization made the compassionate decision to euthanize the patient. The Tasmanian fishermen had joined a lineage of animal enthusiasts who had gone to great lengths to rescue the loggerhead. It is regrettable that their rescue efforts came too late for the Marine Conservation Program to save the unfortunate creature. Nevertheless, given the perilous condition of the loggerhead sea turtle, the fishing party's actions were commendable and praiseworthy.